He's there to sit with you and ask you how you're doing. It means so much. I remember this one time I had to be at the hospice. Raise your hand if you've ever been to a hospice before. A few people. A hospice, yeah. And he said, a what? Raise your hand if you have a question. A hospice is a place where people go before they pass on. My grandfather was sick. We were in a hospice for 2 weeks. While I was there, high school kids delivered soup while I was there. It was what we ate for 2 weeks before I watched my grandfather pass. It meant so much to me to have that food. Also, there was other times in my life where I personally had the opportunity to serve. One in which places, when I was in high school, there was a little league football team in my town. And there was kids who used to come to my football games, and I would go down to their practices. And it meant so much to them to see me while I was in high school at the top of the heap. While I was in high school, my name was in the papers, we were scoring touchdowns, winning football games. These kids looked up to me. And when I went down to their practice, it meant so much to them. They always tried to show out a little bit extra while I was there. They'd always want to show me they could catch the ball, throw the ball, score a touchdown. They wanted to show me the touchdown dance. I loved it. Because one thing it did for me, it reminded me that what I did was important. It reminded me that people were watching me, everything I did. And it also reminded me that somewhere there's a little kid that was just like me, that is looking up to this dude, thinking to himself, that's going to be me one day. Right now, in high school, you have an immense amount of influence. There's people that are coming to your games. Raise your hand if you're an athlete in this room. There's people who are watching your games. They actually pay money to take their children to come see you. When you are on the court, on the field, in the neighborhood, people are watching. And man, when I went down to those Pee Wee football practices, I mean, these little dudes, I love watching Pee Wee ball. Anybody ever seen little kids play football? I mean, like, they got the pants all to the side, the helmets is off, the shoulder pads are all messed up. But while they're out there, they got you to watch them. Like, they feel special right now. And while I was there, I would be coaching these kids, right? And I'm talking to them about holding the football and scoring a touchdown and being a good teammate and doing what you're supposed to in school so you can play ball. And I know, because when I got to high school, while I was at high school, at my games, they would be out there in the stands cheering me on. Then as I went to college, it was their turn. And I talked to a few of those guys, and I asked them, did you get the opportunity to go down to the Pee Wee leagues and hang out with the kids like I did? And the ones that did, almost every one of them told me, while I was there, I saw kids that were just like me. Kids who were late to practice. Kids who didn't really know how to catch the ball. They were just like me. And I was like, dude, that's how I felt when I saw you. This right here is an opportunity for you to be that mentor. For you to be that coach, that teacher, that person that someone looks at and says, remember that one dude? I remember I had this one coach, I'll never forget. He told me one time, he was like, son, you got a lot of potential, but you got to tighten up your school or you're never going to get to play in college. I'll never forget it. He was a volunteer coach. And I would remember this dude. As I got older, I would remember what he said. It meant a lot to me. Anybody ever had anyone in their life that made a difference? You ever had somebody in your life that made you think? This is an opportunity for you to be that person. And also, even more, while I was serving other people, while I was out there on the football field, tutoring, mentoring, while I was in my classrooms, tutoring and mentoring, while I was doing these things, what I wasn't doing was acting out on the streets. There was a time in my life I was a mentor at the school called Euler Elementary School in Cincinnati. It's one of the roughest elementary schools in town. It wasn't unlikely to have a kid come into school crying because their father or mother had just gotten shot. And I was in school one day with one of my favorite students. And I'm looking at this kid and we're talking, and behind this this little girl, she was so cute. Behind this girl was all this broken glass. That's funny? I didn't think so. Behind this little girl, there was all this broken glass throughout the parking lot. And I thought to myself, like, this is where she plays. And I thought to myself, like, so much better in this situation. I was in college at the time. My friends, we would all go down and mentor at this school, and it looked like this. And a few of us got together and made that playground look a little bit better. And the people in the neighborhood, they chipped in. And I remember seeing the kids' faces when us big football players, big collegiate football players, dudes, came down to spend time with the kids at that school. I don't know if you've ever had this opportunity in your life, but just think about how certain neighborhoods would change. Just think about how maybe you would have changed. Just think about how you have changed because someone took time for you. The people in your neighborhood, the people who are around you that take time to clean up the mess so the kids can play there. This is an opportunity for you to be that person. Today, we're going to give you opportunities to talk about things that you want to do because there's been this problem I've noticed. We have forgotten to ask the kids what they want to do. So many times as adults, we've told you this is what you're going to do and this is what you're going to do, and you've done it, but you didn't really want to do it. But in this time, you're going to get the opportunity to choose. If you want to work in hospitals like the people that help me at the hospice, you can. I love to coach football. I love football. Football is my sport. I love football, basketball, wrestling, track. I like doing that kind of stuff. If you want to mentor in that capacity, you can. Other people, they like to tutor. They like to mentor. People who are good in Spanish like to tutor Spanish. Math, same situation. If you want to do that in the classroom, you can. I have other friends, like my friend over here, my friend Joe. He was watching TV a little while back, a couple years ago, and he saw all this drama going on in New Orleans. And he wanted to help out. Joe likes to build stuff. So Joe and a few of his friends went down to New Orleans and worked with Habitat for Humanity. Raise your hand if you've ever heard that before. And now, out of Cincinnati, thousands of people go every year from something to jumpstart. He was allowed to choose. He likes building stuff, so do other people. Hundreds of homes have been built. So now it's your turn. Do you like music? You can tutor in music. Do you like to build things? You can do that. Do you like to coach? You can do that. Whatever you like to do, find your passion and enjoy it. Enjoy doing something awesome for someone else. And remember, as you do this, people are going to get to see you in such a positive light. So many times we talk about high school kids, it's a negative light. It's always look what they did, and it's usually something negative. But look what you can do.